morning, Nadtakan. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for joining. Can you please give a short introduction about yourself so that the audience can know you?
Yeah, hi, my name is Nadtakan Futhoem. I am the founder of Nadtakan Consultant, a consultant company that specializes in serverless application development. I learned how to program in Thailand and I moved to the US in 2016. Since then, I worked at the company, American company with Canadian government, major airline, and startup in Silicon Valley before I started my own company.
Oh, great. So how is your company? What exactly do you do in this?
Yeah, so I have a client that I subcontract with. Most of the work is doing the migration from another cloud provider to AWS and also building microservices architecture, backend, yeah, serverless application.
Oh, serverless is a really hot technology now.
Yes, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would say yes, definitely.
Yeah. So kind of migration, like is it 100% serverless systems or it is partly? How do you do it?
Yeah, so they have another application that run on Ruby on Rails, and it's hard for them to do the automation. That's why they like to move to serverless, and also some of the another cloud provider they have a certain limit of functionality that they cannot do. So they migrate to AWS, but they wasn't really ready to go with the serverless. So they decided to host their Ruby on Rails legacy app on Elastic Beanstalk.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, and then after that they came back and they gave it a shot. Just they want to try serverless. So for the second project that I worked with them, I built their backend API using AppSync, GraphQL, Cognito, yeah, and DynamoDB Stream, yeah.
So it was your suggestion to move it to serverless this time.
Yeah.
Oh.
They just they see the potential when it's come to serverless, like with the scalable, and they like to focus on only building feature and don't have to worry about provisioning, patching, or something else that come after. Yeah.
Okay, so it's interesting. Like I'm always fascinated with people who build their own business and take their own clients. So how did you start this journey? Like
Yeah,
from a
so
job to this?
Yeah, so I came to the US and then I started my journey with another consultant. They wasn't really 100% serverless. They're doing some like some hosting, but then they would like to learn to use serverless. So I implemented serverless to their existing backend where I did the migrate all of that using CloudFormation. Yeah, so I found myself that this is something that I like to excel in my career. So I left and then I joined Serverless Guru. Yeah, so back then, I think I joined Serverless Guru 2018, I think. And then, yeah, so Serverless Guru, they do like 100% serverless application, all of the AWS services. So that's something that I feel like I like to learn more and excel. So that's why I start my own consultant. Yeah, like a subcontract with them. Yeah.
Okay. So you're subcontracting with Serverless Guru, or like
Yeah.
who was your first client?
My first client.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a government. So the app is for emergency in Canada, but I cannot really say the name.
Okay.
So emergency app where if tsunami happen, the app will alert all of the Canadian people. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you come across them? A lot of freshers, a lot of newcomers to the industry always stumble here. They don't know how to get new business.
Okay, yeah. So networking on LinkedIn, I think that's something that you really have to do, network with people and also look for opportunity where you just have to talk to them and reach out, and also like building your own skills. Like for myself, I'm very passionate about serverless, so I attended their talks, event, reInvent, and also part of AWS Community Builder. You just like networking with people, talk to them, introduce yourself, and also writing article, and potentially create your own YouTube channel to just get yourself in the public so people know about you. Yeah, and yeah, I think mostly from LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where you get connected with business providers, and so you went ahead with that. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
So before you started working on serverless, I believe you were doing some web development.
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually start my journey very young age that I found my passion about coding. So I start when I was like 12 with
Oh,
yeah, with Visual Basic. So back then there's not really a lot of like resources when it's come to development. So I got the book like 500 pages
oh.
with the teacher. So I learned how to program with Visual Basic, the database using Microsoft Access back then.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really something that I feel like I fascinating about it. So I pursue after. So when I was in high school, I do a lot of computer competition. So
Okay.
using Visual Basic with my group of friends. And then I was principal for computer camp in high school. And then I just like, what next for me? So I looked for opportunity where I applied for computer science, and then I got opportunity to learn and more like algorithm, mathematics, and yeah, so a lot of another programming languages.
Mhm.
So that's how I start my journey. And then I came to the US. I think, no, after I graduate, I worked as a COBOL developer for 2 years. That was interesting. And then I did modern technology, like moved to PHP, hosting on like DigitalOcean. And then
Mhm.
after that, I got to serverless. Yeah,
Oh,
AWS.
so when did you take up AWS? 5 years back?
When I start AWS, is that what you
Yeah.
said? Yeah,
Yes.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Oh,
Yeah, so I've been doing that for 3 years. My first language that was Node.js, and then Lambda function and using serverless framework. Yeah,
okay.
I built my chatbot.
Okay.
Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
So in three
and
years, you are an expert. That's
yeah,
great.
excuse me.
In three
Yeah,
years, you already have your own offerings, and you're able to do business and serverless.
yeah, and then after 3 years, it's been I also studying for certification to get some like familiar with other services. I feel like getting
Okay.
certification is something that if you very like new to the job market, I would say it won't help you 100%, but it will get you familiar with terms and also like services. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So which certification have you done?
Yeah, so I did cloud practitioner on this year, like February, and then I have two more coming. So I
Okay.
scheduled for solution architect, and I just applied for scholarship. So I got scholarship to pay for my third certification for
Oh,
yeah, uh, AWS DevOps. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you're aiming for architect and DevOps.
yeah.
Solution
So two,
DevOps.
yeah, so two of that. Yeah.
Great. So you plan to complete all 11?
Um, I've seen people doing that, and I think it's great that there's a lot of opportunity that you can learn, and also you can use that for your job. I was thinking about that too. It's something that I feel like, oh, what if I get all of those and what it's like to me? So yeah, I'll
Okay.
I'll put that on my list. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's nice. So, like most of your AWS programming you said has been in Node.js.
Yeah, it's been in Node.js, but I have Golang on my list, but I haven't really
Okay.
tried. And also like Python.
Okay.
Yeah.
With serverless, I have met two extremes in people. There are some people who say if you're not doing serverless, then you're not doing AWS. I belong to
Oh,
that group as well. But there is another
oh,
group that says serverless is only for kids. Real applications don't work on serverless. They
yeah.
say
So are
serverless
you? Are
will never
you?
work.
Oh, okay. Are you?
What
Are
do
you?
you say?
Are you mainly using serverless or?
I prefer serverless. All my applications, I try to use serverless. I don't do anything else.
Oh, okay. Have you tried FC GraphQL?
And not GraphQL as such. So far,
Oh.
I've used Dynamo, Lambda,
Mhm.
EventBridge.
Oh, EventBridge. That's really cool.
EventBridge is, I've used a lot of EventBridge.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, last week I attended their hackathon and they have architecture that built in and they like to integrate with something else. So I learned a little bit about EventBridge. It's
Hmm.
really cool.
Yeah,
And yeah,
interesting. So have you used the Amplify or
yes.
yes? Okay.
Yeah, so if you so like Amplify and also Lambda serverless RESTful API. I have actually have the client who reach out and they want to use Amplify, and I think when it's come to Amplify, it's faster for you
Okay.
to launch your project because everything that is done on the console, and you
Hmm.
don't have to create your backend using like serverless or something else. Yeah, serverless framework.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting because again, the Amplify has two parties. Many of the friend people I have met so far, they say Amplify is only going to increase your costs. It's just a little setup, and you won't need Amplify. As most of
Oh,
the people I've talked to told me this, so I'm scared of using Amplify. I've never tried it.
oh, so can you talk more about cost? Is that what you're saying if you use Amplify?
Yeah, they say that if you use Amplify, you, your cost would be more. Instead, just use API gateway and Lambda functions, and you would be paying less, much less than that.
Oh, so I'm not
I have
sure.
not made a project with Amplify, but that's what people always told me.
Oh, I don't think so because I mean I have used it. It's
Okay,
mostly yeah, DynamoDB, GraphQL, Cognito for authentication. Yeah, so I'm not sure.
okay. So you didn't face any problem with excessive costs and Amplify.
No, yeah, I don't.
Oh,
That's
that's
very
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Then I must try it. I will try it now.
Yeah, I mean, you should try. Yeah.
You're the first person who says it is used in some actual, some actual project. Most of the people I've met so far, they really discouraged me from using Amplify. And
Oh,
one serious person I've met, I think I should try it now. I should not go by what others say. I'll try it.
yeah, I think you should try.
Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, you said you're originally from Thailand.
Yes, yes, I am.
So when did you fly to US?
Yeah, so I came to the US in 2016. Yeah,
16. Okay. So
yeah.
for your studies or for your job?
Yeah, so I came here as the student exchange, and then after that,
Okay.
I got a job. Hmm.
Oh, so now you're settled in USA or planning to go back to Thailand?
No, yeah, now I'm permanent residency. Yeah.
Oh, great. That's nice. So what is the kind of roadmap you have in mind? Like you want to continue with AWS and full stack development, or you have some other changes coming forward, trying to go into data or blockchain? Have you
Yeah,
thought
I mean,
about those
blockchain
lines?
is blockchain is kind of interesting, but to me, I like to be more stay with AWS, but expand where I can create resources for Thai people to learn AWS.
Oh,
Because for myself, when back then 5 years, when it's come to language, it's kind of be like obstacle for me sometimes to learn because all of technology it's mainly English, right? So I'm planning to create the resources for Thai people to more accessible to learn AWS. Yeah,
oh, that's an interesting project.
yeah. So I
So
have
you're,
that on my roadmap.
uh,
Yeah.
so you're planning a YouTube channel or something?
Yeah. So I'm planning to do a YouTube channel, do the tutorial because I already have my blog on Medium where I wrote tutorial in English, like building chatbot on Slack using serverless framework. Yeah, and
Oh,
then I was just planning to do the tutorial just for free. I mean, for
yeah,
people who also like graduated or looking for like side project, I feel like building that resources and
okay,
them to be able to have that resource and learn and also build their side project, use that to apply for another job. And also it's cost nothing, right? So I feel
yeah,
like this is a great tool for them. Yeah.
yeah, interesting. So, as you said, you're doing it for newcomers. So, like, what kind of, what is the state of graduates in Thailand? Like, are they aware about the technologies and the upcoming opportunities for the, uh, or do they have enough opportunities once they pass out? How does it work in Thailand?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I've lived here for 4 years, so but I've talked to my friend from college. They actually using AWS. They also have like AWS Thailand.
Oh,
So yeah, so it's a similar to I think they're like everywhere. So they kind of like help people who like to learn AWS, and also they have their own blog. I think that um, like they're using Thai.
okay.
Yeah,
For last 5 years, you said you are in USA. What is the job trend? Has it increased or decreased in the pandemic?
yeah. So I actually, when pandemic happened, this is actually the major airline that back then I worked for Serverless Guru. They reached out to Serverless Guru and they that was the right option for them to move to serverless because back then I can see that everywhere they kind of feel like uncertainty about the cost that they have to use for their resources. So for me, I fortunate enough that I have a job back then with like Serverless Guru, also helping the major ally saving money where they don't really have client and with uncertainty like there's a lot of news about bankruptcy, right? So yeah, it affected me a little bit, but I was fortunate enough that I have work because um like cloud it's something that I feel like it's it's the future that people should move with the benefit of just like saving money and also like falter and like some other benefit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it hasn't really troubled you.
Yeah, not much. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so uh, like, do you remember any great success that you have and you think you would like to repeat that? What is the best success that you would like to repeat?
um are you talking about business success, is that what
Any
you said?
success in any project that you made or a business success or
Yeah, so business success, i I think never I think people like to me myself, fortunate enough that I know myself. I know what I like to pursue when it's come to technology career. So for myself, when I first started like 3 years ago, I already know that I love cloud. And for people that don't know like the direction, so I would say finding your passion. Because like to me, I fortunate enough that I know what my passion and follow that passion, right? So like AWS, and then what else can you do? You have to learn like how thing works. You have to maybe take certification, even though it probably not gonna help much on your like getting your job, but you keep building knowledge that right now I'm very, very like comfortable, and I see like lots of people like starting get into cloud. Yeah, they kind of like fighting the same passion as me when I was like 3 years ago. Yeah,
Okay.
that's something that yeah, that's something that I like to
That's good.
repeat. I feel like it's not really about only for cloud, but what is your passion with something that you really, really feel like you want to be good at? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be also applied for your personal life too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
you like that you followed your passion and you got through. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, early back then, when I was young too, I feel like technology doesn't really matter much. It's more about like you know yourself. What like I like to like problem solving, or like learning new technology, follow like new technology that come up, and like learn, finding time to just sit down and maybe building something. Yeah.
Okay. That's great. And on the other hand, like, do you remember any learning or anything that you feel that you should not have done, something that you would like to share?
I should have not done any technology. Like I
And
should
not
like
technology, any your business decision, anything that you felt, no, this was not the right thing that I did,
oh
something that I could have done better.
yeah.
There's something.
So I actually had a client back then where they like to create to build the karaoke program. It was building from Raspberry Pi, and I what if I could have done something better. It wasn't really successful because there's no roadmap, and the business requirement, it wasn't really clear, and yeah, it's like uncertainty before. So I would, if I could do better, I would plan ahead of time with the timeline, like where when they want to launch it and what kind of technology. So just get a solid of requirement before you start doing the project, because it could get out of your way, right? So it could get, because like as you develop something, you kind of have the ideas that you want to build something else, but it's not on your roadmap. So that's something
Okay.
that you have to keep in mind, like, and follow through. And then when you like done with the first milestone, and for the next one, like what else can you do? Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Do you have a product in mind that you are going to launch, uh, your own product?
Um,
Have you thought about it?
I mean, it's come up every day with the like, what can you build for like your everyday life? But to me, I don't really have any product, but in the last 10 months, I have a chance to work um, with a company where they build their own chatbot, and I was like very deep dive, have like knowledge on building Slack bot. So
Okay.
it's something that I am planning to in the future. If I have a client or maybe side project, I would like to build the chatbot. Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody, a newcomer wants to learn how to build chatbots, how would you, what is the process that you would suggest? How should he learn?
Yeah. So for the chatbot, I actually have an article on Medium that I
Oh,
already like written. So it will. help them if anyone interested in. So I can put a link here where they can go in, and then I start at the beginning, like if they create the chatbot and then building the backend, and also I also have GitHub
Okay.
repository that I have a code. So they just clone that and then they deploy, but they have to set up their AWS account. So yeah, that's something that if anyone interested in can follow, and also they can, if they have any problem, can reach out to me on Twitter, LinkedIn. I will be really happy to help. Yeah.